Well, howdy folks, Jörg here from Dreamland Resort, and today I'm going to tell you all about the digital radio systems used by Area 51 security and inside the NTTR. We're going to look at the spectrum on a spectrum analyzer, and we are even going to listen in on communications, so stay tuned. There are two different trunking systems used for security and other purposes at Area 51 and in the NTTR. Information on these systems can be found on my website. The link is in the description. What is a trunking system? Basically, a trunking system is a digital system that makes efficient use of a given number of frequencies by sharing these frequencies among different services. That is accomplished by a control channel that says who is talking on what channel right now, and by a set of voice channels where the actual communication takes place. The voice is typically encrypted with the P25 standard. You can read up all about that online. In addition, typical trunking systems have a set of repeaters that are networked, so they can cover a much larger area than only one repeater by itself could do. Traffic in these systems is grouped into so-called talk groups. That means that each service only receives voice calls that are meant for this service. For instance, security, administration, construction, truck drivers, and so forth. All these groups share the same system, but they have different talk groups, so they don't interfere with each other. There are two different systems. One is in the range 406 to 420 megahertz. That is the system used by the Nevada National Security Site and Nellis and Creech Air Force Base. That system is typically not encrypted, so it can be monitored with commercial trunk tracking scanners and software that is available for that purpose. Another system that is used by Area 51 and TTR security is in the range of 385 to 395 megahertz. Most of the traffic in that system, unfortunately, is digitally encrypted and cannot be monitored. There are some transmissions in the clear, but a lot of the traffic is digitally encrypted, and if you don't have the key, you really can't listen in on it. So let's take a look at these systems on the spectrum analyzer, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Here we have a freeware spectrum analyzer software called SDR Sharp. In order to use it, you have to have an SDR. How all that works, I explain in a different video. You can find that in my video library. You have the frequency spectrum here between 406 and a little under 411 megahertz. You see the strength on each channel of the frequency spectrum, and down here this is called a waterfall display. It basically shows activity on the various frequencies over time, and you can see some of these solid lines. Those are the control channels that don't go away, and then these dots here, or these dotted lines, those are voice channels where there was a transmission and then the channel ceased to transmit after the transmission was over. So let's take a look. Let's listen in on one of the control channels. That's what it sounds like. It's a digital signal that basically tells the system which one of these frequencies is currently active, where there are transmissions going on, so that the receiver can tune into that frequency and see, is that transmission for me? Different trunking systems have different sounds of control channels, and sadly I can actually by now tell the type of trunking system by listening to the control channel. Yeah, I've been doing this a lot. Okay, so let's pick out a voice channel here and see what that sounds like. We're going to have to wait for a little bit. I saw there was activity on that channel before, so I'm just going to tune into that frequency and wait until there's a transmission on that frequency again. It goes kind of a round robin, so when a channel was active, then the next channel becomes active and so forth until it is this channel's turn again. Okay, there it was. Well, you heard it was just a digital signal and really not meaningful for the human eye. But of course, it can be digitally decoded, and that's what I'm going to show you next. Here is the second trunking system that is used by Area 51 and NTTR, mostly by security, in the 385 to 390 megahertz range. And you can see the control channels again here. This one is Bald Mountain. This one is Cedar Peak. Those two are really strong here in Rachel. And then there's a couple of other ones. And of course you can see some of the voice channels being active. Control channel sounds very similar, just like we heard in the other system. And let's see if we can catch one of the voice channels. Let's see. Okay, there it is. Sounds very similar, but unfortunately this system is for the most part not only encoded, but it is digitally encrypted so that you can't really listen to it with any commercial software or with any trunking scanner. You can see this is pretty active here. There's a lot of activity. Mostly 99% of the transmissions on this system are Area 51 security, securing both of the gates and all the roads around Area 51, sensor hits and so forth, all that is being transmitted on these frequencies. This software is called DSD Plus. A download link is in the description. It has two components, a tuner and a decoder. The trunking system information is set up in text files, and a download link for these two systems is also in the description. We enter the control channel frequency we want to monitor in the tuner. In this case, the Shoshone Mountain side of the NNSS system. The frequency window is populated with all control channels for this site, and the log window shows the neighboring sites. That information is extracted from the control channel.
At this time it's still burning, we're monitoring it. See if we get an update, but at this time no update. What direction was it moving last you checked? It has since moved west since this morning. Hey David, at this time there's no concern for the site.
Some transmissions can be decoded, others cannot because they are encrypted. The fire they are talking about is the beginning of the Gothic Fire inside the ranges. They are not too concerned about it, but since then it has grown to 36,500 acres, destroying most of the belted range. You can see how the tuner is changing frequencies. When the control channel indicates a transmission on one of the voice channels, the tuner switches to that channel to decode it. In the frequency window, you can see the talk group and the radio that is currently talking. The group and radio windows are populated as more transmissions are received.
I think I see the truck coming back from over there. You called in on the ERO 14, that explains it. Appreciate it, Bob. Yes, sir. Can you check with the DEF and find out if Teresa Shaw or Mike Avino is available to...
You can record the transmissions in time-stamped files and listen to them later. Let's listen to what we have recorded. As you can hear, some transmissions are encrypted and cannot be properly decoded.
Black Dog, copy, Black Dog, copy. Is anybody a fire up on the north end, somewhere near Pete Tunnel, I think? Bird Dog, this is Pete Tunnel LED. Pete Tunnel LED, go ahead. At this time, it's still burning. We're monitoring it. See if we get an update. At this time, no update.
What direction was it moving last you checked?
It has since moved west since this morning. Hey, David, at this time, there's no concern for the site. Charles, you're breaking up.
Deaf LED. Deaf LED, this is Brett Haynes, FM.
Calling Bob.
Good for me, Bob.
Were we able to get a radio over to Salas?
Yeah, he called in the Euro 14, and I think I see a truck coming back from over there.
Now let's do the same for the NTTR system in the 380 MHz band. First we type in the control channel, in this case for the Bald Mountain site. Bald Mountain is so close that we have to lower the input gain to avoid distortion. Again, we see the frequency window and the neighbor list being populated.
Circle 78, you have inbound traffic, 504, 3. Shot inbound.
We were lucky to catch a couple of unencrypted Area 51 security transmissions, but most transmissions are encrypted. You can see the tuner follow calls, but it is unable to decode them. All we can see are the radio and talk group IDs. I was able to figure out some talk groups, so you can see them in clear text. That information is on my website at the link in the description. Here are two trunking scanners that I use a lot. The SDS200 desktop scanner was donated by a friend and supporter. The SDS100 handheld is my newest edition. Both cost upward of $600 each, but they are excellent scanners for air traffic, trunking systems, and other stuff around the ranges. I will put Amazon links in the description. If you use them to order your scanner, I will earn a small commission. The SDS200 monitors the Skull Mountain and the Shoshone Mountain sites of the NNSS system. The SDS100 monitors the Bald Mountain and Cedar Peak sites of the NTTR system. As you will see in the next clip, when there is activity, they display the talk group and radio ID. Let's listen to some traffic on the NNSS system.
It's lowering the whole thing now. It's currently lowering. It just started. Copy that. We're seeing signal on all geophones, so just want to make sure that nothing is static and it looks like the whole thing is moving. Alright, Christian, I don't know if you got eyes on, but they're securing at the second to last geophone and re-picking. Ops control, this quick. Go for ops control. We say at 15, 027 for 341 complete. Good for see you in the morning. Wherever, we're on the left. The first one you come to. Ops control, this quick. Building 353. 027 has been commenced at 1526 per Paul Yatchenko.
The SDS100 on the right is able to decode the control channel of the NTTR system and displays the talk group and radio IDs. But due to the encryption used in that system, it cannot decode the transmissions and automatically mutes them. Every once in a while, there is an unencrypted security transmission. Let's see what we have recorded on the NNSS system.
Go on, Christian. It's looking good on our end. Can you, I think you might have two radios live. Did you get that? Yeah, you said looking good on your end, right? That's correct. So the third from the top geophone is hanging in the air. Or no, is that second from the top? Yeah, the 5, 4, and 3 are about to go in, or 4, 3, and 2, I don't remember. Copy that. We're capturing infrasound. It's lowering the whole thing now. It's currently lowering. It just started. Copy that. We're seeing signal on all geophones, so just want to make sure that nothing is static and it looks like the whole thing is moving. Bird dog 351. Copy that. 351, what's the name? What's the call sign? Repeat that one more time. Confirm this is Ty Olson? Yes. No call signs during communication with Bird dog, please. Alright, Christian, I don't know if you got eyes on, but they're securing at the second to last geophone and re-picking. Copy that. And then a play-by-play. Tanker tank in the parking lot. Copy. P-tunnel, Bird dog. Off control, is clear. Go for off control. We say at 15, 027 for 341 complete. No conditions, and who did it? Robert Brown. Down. Traffic, say again. On the left. Good for you. See you in the morning. Wherever. We're on the left. The first one you come to. Yes. Flags are on, Christian. Bird dog on down. Control. Is this off control? That's cap or bird dog in 22? This is ops control in the top. Tapping now. We're seeing that. Off control is clear. Building 353, 027 has been commenced at 1526 per Paul Yatchenko. Leading 353 in a day, 15, you said. Clear Lakes is off control. Yeah, I gotta go stand over there. I'm pretty sure they're done. We just don't have radio comms right now. Disregard that. At the end of the day, I'll go stand over there and let you know in a second. We'll disregard the end of the day for 5-3.
And finally, we listen to what we have recorded on the NTTR system.
Is this location?
Before I let you go, I want to quickly walk you through the information I have on these systems on my website. You can find it in the radio scanner section. And here is the 400 megahertz system. You can see a list of locations, basically repeater sites, and frequencies that are used on these sites. Down here is a list of talk groups used in this system. Nellis Air Force Base, there's some red flag stuff, Creech Air Force Base, and the high numbers here are used in the national security site. So if you program all this into your scanner, into your trunking scanner, then you'll be able to monitor most of this system and you will know who's talking and what's going on. Down here is the 385 megahertz system used at Area 51 and TTR. Again, a list of locations, repeater sites, and frequencies used at these locations. Most of this system is digitally encrypted, so you can monitor it, but some of it may be in the clear, so it may be worth listening to it. And of course, this site, Bald Mountain, is the one that carries most of the Area 51 security traffic. At the end of the page, there is a map of the various repeater sites of those two systems. You can zoom in and you can see the red outline is the restricted area. And you see the green pins here. That's the 385 megahertz system at TTR and Groom. And the blue pins here, that's the system in use at the Nevada National Security Site and at Creech and Nellis Air Force Base. So that might give you an idea of where you can receive which site. That's it for today, folks. I hope you found this little video interesting. If you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel.